Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here and welcome back to an all new Black Ops 4 Zombies video. So today we got Alcatraz added to Blackout, which is Mob of the Dead remastered. However, we're now able to access the full Alcatraz Prisons Island, which is very nice. Now, I don't know whether this means whether we might see a full-on Mob of the Dead remaster for zombies within the future. We obviously already have the remake of Mob of the Dead, Blood of the Dead with our premise characters, but it would be nice to see the original Mob of the Dead 2 when we eventually get a Zombies Chronicles 2 or whatever after the Black Ops pass, but that is obviously not confirmed, but it will be nice to see. Well, today I wanted to explore the full Alcatraz prison because obviously there are a ton more areas that we weren't able to access within Mob of the Dead and also Blood of the Dead. So I'm down here by the docks and we're going to explore the entire map because there are lots of changes. Obviously the graphics aren't as good as on Zombies because they've had to lower down the graphics for Battle Royale, but I'm down here on the docks, so this is obviously where you would collect your spoon on Blood of the Dead, and it's also where one of the rocks is for the spork knife in this net here, and obviously you can get different rewards from this net that you would be able to zap one of the afterlife panels that is just down here. Over here on the original Mob of the Dead, we obviously have one of the plane parts that would be down here. You wouldn't even be able to access this dock area on the original Mob of the Dead. This whole area is usually all closed off, but if we look in this house, there's not really too much in there. I'm not even sure if a door's open, but yeah, we're going to explore the entire area. So we're able to go all the way out into the ocean where we just wouldn't normally be able to go. I'm sure there's going to be tons of Easter eggs on here that will reference back to Mob of the Dead and Blood of the Dead, but let's go over to this little island over here where we have a little hut, see if there's anything special. What I'm hoping is there must be some sort of references to Mob of the Dead or Blood of the Dead here. We now have the new war by locations, which are from the Chaos storyline, as you can see. I don't know why that is. I don't think it's to do with the storylines connected or anything like that. It's probably just down to it being easier for them to implement instead of the different war weapon variants from the Ether storyline, but there doesn't seem to be too much around all these islands. We have this whole wall over here. We've got all this area that we are not able to access within the original. I'm not sure how long this video is because I kind of just want to tour the entire map and just have a look at it. I've played a few games, but not really too much. What is interesting is there is a boat here. I think this boat is the exact boat from Shadows of Evil, to be honest. It's probably just a reused texture though. Obviously, we do have the paper, the drawing Easter egg on Blood of the Dead that is from the Weasel that shows some characters escaping on a boat. So maybe this could have been where some of the prisoners in Alcatraz escaped from on this boat, and maybe that is what the Weasel drew. We still don't really know what those drawings even mean because obviously our characters never escaped on a boat. Now, I find it really cool because Alcatraz and Mob of the Dead and Blood of the Dead, they're so dark and gloomy, but it's kind of bright, to be honest, the Blackout version, and we've got all these bright flowers. It really puts a new atmosphere on Alcatraz that we have not really experienced before. Although there doesn't seem to be too much special around the map. I'm sure, as we were saying, there's probably going to be tons of Easter eggs around here that have still not been found just yet. So it will be nice to stumble along some little Easter eggs whilst looking around in theater mode. But we have some sort of ruins over here. I will actually play the trailer or the preview that we got from David Vonderhaar at the end of this video, in which they tour around Alcatraz, so you can sort of see a developer perspective from this. But it's honestly very beautiful. I thought that I would just do this video just as something to do because it would be nice for those of you guys who haven't played it yet, or you just want to have a nice little theatrical look at Alcatraz. And I thought I would go ahead and look around Alcatraz, you know, just in case there are any little references to our Mob of the Dead characters or our premise characters on Blood of the Dead. It would be nice to see something like that, but as you can tell, all the textures are really lowered down compared to the zombie versions because obviously due to the high player counts on Battle Royale, they've had to lower that down. But it is nice to explore around here, but I can't really see anything around here. There is a sign saying Regulation 25 money. You are not allowed to have any money. Obviously all of these signs are within the original Mob of the Dead and Blood of the Dead. We have tons of these signs on Blood of the Dead. One of them is obviously for the spork knife Easter egg that hints towards that. But one thing I want to explore Alcatraz for is because this allows us to get a look at all of these secret rooms and areas that we were not able and are not able to access within the original Mob of the Dead or Blood of the Dead, because there is a secret room Easter egg, which I'll come on to in a second within this video, that is within Blood of the Dead. We still have not solved that Easter egg yet. However, for some reason, that secret room is open within this version, the Alcatraz Blackout version. Now, this is obviously the pits area. This is the playground area where all of the inmates would be allowed to just go outside. So I'm assuming they would just play basketball or something. I don't know what the prisoners would do in this area, but as you can see, it's all lined out, but it's quite empty. there's not really too much going on here. But it's cool that we're able to access all of these rooms that we're not able to access within the original, because probably it would have just been too big. But we're over here in the cafeteria now, and as you can see, it's a very stripped back version than the Blood of the Dead version and also Mob of the Dead. There's no textures in here. There's pretty much just nothing really going on, to be honest. But as it was saying, I think that by allowing us to look at all these areas that we are not able to see within Blood of the Dead, it might help us uncover some unsolved Easter eggs on Blood of the Dead. Now, I did make a whole video, which I will leave linked down in this video's description, going over every single unsolved Easter egg on Blood of the Dead, because there are tons of unsolved Easter eggs. And who knows, this Blackout version could give us some leads. We have the menu over here for people's dinners in the cafeteria, and we have all of these cells down here. I don't really think there's too much going on in any of these cells. I'll check the poster, actually, but yeah, I can't really see too much going on. There is a tomahawk, a throwing knife there. It would be cool if we can get the Hell's Retriever on Blackout. That would be nice to see. Obviously, if any Easter eggs do get found, I will be sure to have a full video on my channel, because when Buried was added to Blackout, there were a couple Easter eggs found. There was the Raygun Mark II. There was also the Leroy, the Arthur Easter egg. But yeah, there doesn't really seem to be too much going on down here. But as you can see, the map just looks very, very different. We're in CD Street now, and it's very different to Blood of the Dead. You know, look at the spawn. It just seems so stripped back. The graphics are so much worse, and the point of that is just because of the fact that, obviously, with it being a battle royale, it just would lag a ton. Now, this is obviously Michigan Avenue, so this is the area that we can access in Blood of the Dead, and this will take us down all the way down. This is obviously the area where there's all the lava and stuff like that, but obviously it's not here within this version. I guess this is the Alcatraz before it was infested by zombies, although there are zombies on the map. We've got cool lightning in the sky, but yeah, there's not really too much going on down here, to be honest. We do obviously have all these rooms that are not in the original, but yeah, there's not really too much going on. I'm kind of just rambling, to be honest. I hope this video is somewhat entertaining. There's not really too much for me to talk about. That's the problem. I just need to make sure I don't miss any areas on the map. We've obviously got the showers area. This looks very different because it doesn't have all of the zombies' bodies hung up in the showers. This would obviously be the area where there is the washing machine, where you would get one of the plain parts within the original Mob of the Dead, and there is an Easter egg song here too on Blood of the Dead. But yeah, it's completely stripped back. There's none of the stuff that was within the original down here. There's pretty much nothing going on, which is to be expected. Even the door is completely closed off. That would take you down into the Citadel tunnels. So that area is cut off. I don't really know why. They've really gotten rid of a lot of areas, although there are a lot more areas too. But yeah, it's nice to explore. It really is. We can even get up on the rooftops, but once again, there's not really too much going on the rooftops. But what I want to do, as I was saying, is hopefully find some little references to Mob of the Dead or Blood of the Dead. I'm hoping that there are some sort of references here, but I don't really see too much going on. We've got all these rooms boarded up, and yeah, this is obviously where the Warden's office and stuff like that is. This is obviously where you get one of the acid gap parts on Blood of the Dead, and there is obviously a trap down here. But yeah, there's really not too much going on. This would obviously be one of the areas where I think the monkey bomb is, where you can go ahead and get free monkey bomb, but everything is completely stripped back within this Alcatraz version. I'm trying my best to describe it as best as I can, but it's kind of getting a bit difficult, I'm not going to lie. So we obviously have all of these areas around here, but everything just looks so different. This is obviously one of the areas where I believe the dog head is here. Am I right in saying? I don't know. Pretty sure this is where one of the dog heads is. It's hard to tell because so much is different compared to obviously Blood of the Dead, because everything's just gone. So this is back in the library. I also want to explore the gondola area. So on Blood of the Dead, over here would be Al's hat, and over here would also be the little bone that is for an unsolved Easter egg, but it's not here, as you can see. So everything is just so different, really. Obviously over here in Spawn, one of the rocks is down here for the spork knife. So if I make my way back down to the docks, you can see this is the area where the gondola is. Once again, you can ride the gondola. You can even go all the way down into this water over here, but there doesn't seem to be much going on. So you can ride the gondola all the way back up. That takes you all the way over here. It's different now to the original though, because it takes you onto the roof instead. I don't know why that is, and they've changed up the layout a bit, but as you can see, I am getting a bit confused because the layout is different to the original Mob of the Dead and Blood of the Dead, so it's not really used to what I'm expecting. I've not really played too many games thus far. If we explore over here, we've got this old little shack over here, nothing too much going on. I'm surprised there are no references to zombies. And then we've got this ruins area. Obviously on the original Alcatraz, I think there was some old buildings and stuff like that that are hundreds of years old, so you can see that they're all just completely destroyed. And then we've got all these tents. So it's nice to take a look at Alcatraz, the non-zombified version. But yeah, there's not really too much going on in all these tents. We do have a cheeky zombie just chilling over here, even though it is not the zombified version. But obviously Blackout does have its own storyline. We're not really sure exactly what is going on in the storyline so far. But yeah, there really isn't too much going on. Let me check over in this house. So this is a guest house, but there's nothing really going on here. So I'm guessing this is where people would stay if they were visiting. We've got an old TV. I wonder if this TV is to do with an Easter egg. That would be pretty cool. We've got some images. I don't know who that is. Imagine if that's the warden. Yeah, I don't know who all these images are of, because I'm assuming they're to do with Black Ops 4. And then we've got a 115. Finally, the first zombies Easter egg. A 115 clock. Then we've got a picture there which doesn't have anything on. We've got another painting there. Nothing is on there. None of these paintings have anything on. But yeah, I wonder if that is the warden. That could be the warden, maybe. I don't know. It's interesting to see, because obviously Mob of the Dead and Blood of the Dead is the purgatory version, so it is a bit changed up from the original. They've even got a beach ball down here and some toys and a little teddy bear. Yo, that teddy bear could be to do with an Easter egg, maybe. I'm sure there are some Easter eggs on here that people are going to find. Probably by the time this video goes up, some of them could have already been found. I will be sure to have full guides and stuff like that going over all the Easter eggs, if any are found. We've got a cottage over here. Nothing really too much going on, to be honest. Wait, is that another clock? Oh, that's not a clock. That's a mirror. Never mind. But yeah, there's nothing too much going on here. I don't know what's going on in here. It looks like this room's been set on fire or something, and there's all these scribbles on the wall. I don't know what that is about. There's a blue X over here. So yeah, I'm sure there are going to be some cool Easter eggs. This house just seems really run down. There's some cockroaches on the wall too, and they all move about too. Alright, I don't think there is anything really in these houses. These have not even been explored. All the way down here. Let me check in here. See if there's anything going on. Nope, there doesn't seem to be anything. Surely there are some zombies Easter eggs. But so far from what I can see, there doesn't seem to be much. And we're all the way back at the docks now. We've gone in a big circle. So we're back where the Warden's house is. So this is the house where obviously one of the dog heads would be. But now we can obviously look in all this area that we normally wouldn't be able to access. And obviously the gondola is in a completely different position. And they've really changed up the layout. This is obviously where Juggernog would be within the original Mob of the Dead. So yeah, this is the Warden's house. So in Blood of the Dead, he obviously electrocuted himself by electric chair, which obviously allowed him to enter Purgatory. He was the whole reason for Purgatory, because he was tricked by the Shadow Man into creating a trap for another trap. The trap being Mob of the Dead, which was a trap for the previous characters being Blood of the Dead. But as you can see, there's a certificate for the Warden over here, even though he doesn't deserve it because he was kind of evil. But yeah, you can see his certificate over here. I don't know how he passed the checks when he was doing all these satanic rituals and stuff like that because of the Shadow Man. We've got a plane over here, and then we've got another 115 clock. We've got a bathroom. Go downstairs, there's still nothing going on. We've got some dogs over here. We've got the lighthouse, and then this area is boarded off. I don't really know why. Why would they border off an area? I don't understand. What is the point? Yeah, I don't really see the point in bordering off part of the house unless we are able to access these areas. He's also got a garage or something. I think this is a garage or a basement. Okay, we're finally going to make our way over here. So this is obviously the area where there is one of the secret rooms. Let me take you over there. So this is obviously the bathtub that you fill with blood to get the golden spork. That actually leads me on to the next thing. What if you can get the golden spork or the spoon in Blackout on Alcatraz? Maybe that's another unsolved Easter egg, because the tub is filled with blood, so there might be a way to get the spoon out of there. That is very well possible. We're over here just approaching the roof. This is obviously where one of the perks is on Blood of the Dead. Okay, it's over here. So as you can see, this room over here within the original, I'll show you some footage up on screen right now. Glitching Queen has glitched into this room within theater, and she has found out that this is a secret room that is unlockable somehow via some sort of Easter egg. And as you can see, all of these items are over here. This little doctor's table, this doctor's bed, and all this is all available somehow to be able to spawn in on Blood of the Dead. It's a secret room we can access. We don't know what we are gifted with when we access this secret room, whether it's a free perk, whether it is some other item or weapon or whatever it may be, but there is a way to access this secret room on Blood of the Dead, and it's available on the Blackout version, but it's just not available on Blood of the Dead. And we know there is an Easter egg to get there, we just don't know how the hell we get in there. And people aren't really looking for Easter eggs. As I said, there's probably a good 5 or 6 unsolved Easter eggs on Blood of the Dead. If you want to check out my full video going over every single unsolved Easter egg, I will have that linked in this video's description. But yeah, we're on the roof over here. here, where obviously you would be able to ride the Mob of the Dead plane over to the Golden Gate Bridge on the original. And also, this is the area where Pack-a-Punch would normally be on Blood of the Dead. And also, we do have this tank, the water tank here, which you obviously fill up with blood to get the golden spork out of after you've filled up the bathtub on Blood of the Dead that you obviously have to shoot down and collapse. So, I'm pretty sure that there's going to be some Easter eggs on here, whether that be to get the Hell's Retriever, whether that's to be upgrading the Blunder Gat to the Acid Gat or the Magma Gat, since you can get it from the mystery box, or whether it be getting the golden spork or spoon. It does say Alcatraz on this roof over here as well, but I will check out this area down here. This is obviously the area by Citadel Tunnels, so as you can see, it's very, very different. So this is obviously the area by Spawn, the powerhouse area. So this is where you turn on power within the original. However, it's in kind of a different location within this map, because obviously you don't have the catwalk anymore, but this is the area where one of the dog heads is, and it looks so different over here. So we've got Model Industries here, and this takes you down into Spawn. So this is the Spawn. It looks so different. It looks honestly awful compared to the original Blood of the Dead, and you can obviously open up this door to get to the boss fight room to fight Brutus. There isn't even the teleporting Easter egg that is normally down here, so I don't know why that is. Maybe that is part of a bigger unsolved Easter egg on Blood of the Dead. But yeah, there really isn't too much going on. There are just a lot of extra rooms, and as you can see, it just goes up and up. We normally cannot get up here onto the roof on Mob of the Dead or Blood of the Dead. It's a nice little touch, and there is a rooftop over here again. Normally we wouldn't be able to get up here, but everything is just so different. As you can see, normally the catwalk connects the prison to the spawn, but it's just not over here anymore. The recreation yard. But yeah, I think I'm pretty much done exploring the entirety of Alcatraz. I don't think I've missed any areas, or at least no areas that are important. I've missed little shacks and stuff like that, because some rooms just don't have anything important in, to be honest. But yeah, I've had a good look around, and I can't really seem to see much going on. So hopefully some of these Easter eggs are solved very soon, and I will be sure to have full videos on the channel when they are solved. But anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not here for the latest and greatest Black Ops 4 Zombies news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.